What do they hide from us at the bottom of the ocean? What is the real number of people on Earth? Where have the numerous bodies disappeared to? What is the true biography of the planet? According to evolutionists, about 4 million years ago, humans evolved from ape-like creatures, and humans of the modern type have been existing for at least 100,000 years. If for a generational change we take 25 years, then a total of 4,000 generations would have changed in 100,000 years. In the past, the population of the planet never exceeded 1 million people, so there should be a total of 4 billion people buried. It's an astronomical number. According to the assumptions of evolutionists, if you start digging a hole almost anywhere on the planet, you can come across at least one ancient burial site. However, to date, only about 300 Neanderthal skeletons have been found. They are found in caves from Spain to Syria and to Israel. In fact, there were no evolutionary, prehistoric times. Neanderthals are mentioned in the Bible, and they are simply people who lived after the world flood. The biblical narrative shows what a high level the post-flood civilization reached, and the Babylonian engineering science is a vivid testimony to that. This confuses evolutionists. If such majestic structures as the Tower of Babel were built, then the Neanderthals had a very high level of technologies, which evolutionists are in no way prepared for. The number of the population of the Earth is a geochronometer, or a clock of the universe, which tells us what the age of the Earth, of our galaxy and of mankind is. It is scientifically and biblically proven that 4,350 years ago the world flood reduced the population of the planet to 8 people. If we start counting from Noah's family, we find that this is more than enough time for today's population to reach a figure of about 8 billion people. Simple arithmetic tells us that the biblical age of the Earth, 6,000 years, is absolutely mathematically reasonable. That's why evolutionists don't want you to know what's at the bottom of the ocean. For over 60 years, scientists have known that at the bottom of the ocean there is irrefutable physical evidence in favor of the youth of the Earth, humanity, and the universe. There is an underwater mountain range at the bottom of the ocean. However, it does not have a central chain of peaks, like the Andes, for example. On the contrary, there are 2 parallel ridges separated in the middle by a trench. These are the springs of the Great Deep, the springs of water that cut its way up at the beginning of the flood. The relief globe shows that there is the fissure, which encircles the globe. It ripped off 3 continents and led to the death of people and animals. Only Noah, his family, and the animals taken into the ark survived. The Croatian Christian scientist Andrija Mohorovičić proved scientifically in 1909 that in the bowels of the created Earth, just under the crust of the Earth, there was a layer of water 1.5 kilometers deep. In 1650, from the creation of the world, more than 99% of the water that flooded the planet came from underground. As you dive deeper into the Earth, the temperature of the water rises by an average of 30 degrees Celsius with each kilometer. Deeper, the rate of temperature increase grows, and the temperature at the center of the Earth is estimated at 6,700 degrees Celsius. It is very hot there. If you dive for 6 kilometers, the water temperature will be about 180 degrees Celsius. It's a real pressure cooker. Who has seen pressure cookers explode? The kitchen is blown away by 1 or 2 liters of water like that. Let's think about what happened at the time of Noah's flood. 1,656 years after the creation of the world, God says, it's time for the flood. It went something like this. God goes to Caesarea Philippi, takes out his 6-kilometer pin, sticks it into the ground, reaches down to a layer of liquid steam, and then pulls it out. What happens next? The water will start to rise through the hole. It will rise 6 kilometers, but as it approaches the surface, its pressure will drop to atmospheric pressure, and like with a pressure cooker, there will be an explosion. The crack will begin to grow and will tear off 3 continents. Evolutionists believe that a single land mass split about 120 million years ago, and the pieces moved 5 centimeters a year, but it is scientifically and biblically proven that it all took 1 year. Here offers scientific physical evidence in favor of the youth of the Earth. The first, there is no thick layer of mud covering the bottom of the ocean from one continent to the next. According to evolutionists, over billions of years the mud layer should be 30 kilometers. But there isn't. The bottom is flat. This shows that the continents were completely submerged about 4,500 years ago. The second, right in the middle of the bottom, there is a crack, the curves of which repeat the outlines of the continents. The third, there is the fissure in the center, and the bottom of the ocean is L-shaped. And the fourth is stretch marks. These kinds of stretch marks only appear if the process is rapid. For example, 9 months. But the Earth is bigger, that's why it took 12. Creationism science proves the absolute accuracy of the Bible. Every single reference to Noah's flood and the fate of mankind is supported by physical evidence found on the Earth's surface. And this evidence is in the exact order in which it should be, as the Bible says. Therefore, the Bible does not just tell us the truth, the Bible is not just accurate, the Bible is hyper-accurate. To study the Bible, subscribe to Stanislav and Julia Saltynenko's channels.